Good morning, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I'm all alone today. I am also in the Dodge. I am taking a road trip by myself, which I don't do often anymore because, well, we have a lot of kids and usually Kevin is my driver. So it's been a while since I've been out of town by myself. I've got to go pick something up, and I thought, why don't you guys come along? Bob, you ready for me to take you on an adventure? Yes I am. Bob's voice has changed. Maybe Kevin can fix that in editing. Anyways, I'm gonna get on the road because, well, it's 11:20 and I thought I was gonna be there by noon, and it's over an hour away, so I'm already late. Imagine that. Kevin and I are polar opposites when it comes to being early or being late. He's always early, I'm always late. We balance each other out. He makes me on time. All right, here we go. I do have to make a pit stop beforehand. When I get there, I'll tell you guys where I am and what I'm doing. I wasn't able to film at the last place, the pit stop that I told you I was going to, because I realized if I film that, then I'm going to spoil Kevin's Father's Day gift. So it's just a few days before Father's Day now, and I hadn't had a chance to get out and go get him a little gift. So I thought of something and decided I would stop today, since I don't have kids or him with me, and pick it up. But he will edit this video before Father's Day, which I'm sure you're watching it after Father's Day has already passed. So happy Father's Day, Kevin, and to all you other fathers out there. You are an important role for children, and your hard work doesn't go unnoticed. We love you. That's a few days late, I'm sure, for you guys, but maybe a week late. We're pretty close to real time right now. We haven't filmed a lot of videos. So anyways, I made my pit stop. Now I am heading to a place called Center, Texas, where I'm gonna pick up something for the house. Okay, so here's my truck thoughts with Alicia. One, going 75 in a truck feels like you're going about 110 compared to going 75 in my Ford Explorer. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because I'm on like country-ish roads versus when I go 75 in Houston, I'm on big like freeways, highways, whatever you call them. But I did not realize that there was a 75 speed limit in these little small towns where there's like 2 lanes on each side of the road, sometimes even just 1 lane on each side of the road. It feels incredibly fast in a truck. So I am making a lot of people mad because I look down and I tend to see that I'm going about 63 in a 75, and in Texas everyone drives very fast. So I'm trying to keep up with traffic. Second, I keep looking in my rear view like every 13 seconds, like, why are the kids so quiet? What are they doing back there? Why is no one needing me? Because literally when I drive, it's every few seconds, if I'm lucky a minute, that someone's not either talking to me, requesting something, needing something, or I'm breaking up a fight, something. So it's so quiet in here that I've had to turn the radio up because I'm like, where's my kids? Why don't I see them when I keep looking in this rearview mirror here? Here's some other thoughts. That I have zero sense of direction. I think I've shared that before in the past, but literally, if I didn't have my GPS, I would stay lost. I mean, I stay pretty lost with my GPS, so I just can't imagine not having this. Like, how did you guys survive before GPS was invented? I know there was maps. I remember my trucker grandpa pulling out his big maps before his trips, mapping it all out. He had one for each state, the big, huge, like, thick, filled up the entire table map. And they were in books, I remember. But is that literally what people did back in the day? Because ever since I've been driving, I've pretty much had navigation. I did have a roommate in college that would write down on index cards the places I visited most often. She would write them down for me. On the front of the index card was how to get there from our house. On the back of the index card was how to get home from there. So it meant that I went one place point A to B to C, then back to home. Oh, that was a big hole. So it made for lots of trips for me, but it was very helpful. So thanks, Tiff. You were a lifesaver in college in more ways than one. I'm sure you know that. So yeah, that was my other thought. Like, how did we survive before navigation? Because I can't read a map. I guess I would have learned to read a map or I wouldn't have gone anywhere. And I still get lost with navigation. So anyways, those are my thoughts I've had so far. I am getting close to center. Look at that. We are in Martinsville, Texas. I have family that lives here. Hi to my ship side of the family. Do we have our first? Uh-oh. My navigation took me down some itty bitty road, and what's going on ahead? There's like an excavator thing putting dirt in the road. I don't know. They're gonna let us pass, so let's see what's going on up here. Oh, maybe they're digging out a ditch. I'm not exactly sure. I hope I'm not lost. I really didn't want to have to phone a friend today and call Kevin, but this car's going, so if he can go, surely I can go. Oh yeah, they're definitely putting dirt back over the road. I'm wondering if I should look at my navigation. So 1211 is the name of this road. I probably shouldn't come home this way. There's the guy with the excavator, or whatever you call it. Look at him. He's getting turned around, I think, so that we can go through. Someone's getting train horned. That's not Kevin in that Ram. Oh, okay. This guy's waving us through, so. The things you find in East Texas. I love it. All right, we made it through that. Wonder how long they're gonna be there. Maybe by the time I get back, they're done. But I thought it was odd. It took me off a main road and told me to take this road for like 6 miles, and it is literally the most backcountry road ever. I'm so glad that the dually that we just met was pulled way over, because I don't deal well on these small roads and passing big trucks, especially when I'm in a truck that feels way bigger than my little Explorer. But I'm making it. There's a car in front of me leading the way, so maybe I'm on the right path. It says we are about 11 minutes from our destination, so I haven't gotten lost yet. That's a plus. You want to see a beautiful view? Man. Hey cows, moo moo. Texas is beautiful. If you haven't been here before, you should definitely come for a visit. Maybe not in the summertime when it's 1,000,000,000 degrees outside, but still beautiful nonetheless, because everything's still green with all the rain we've had. So I just picked up our goods. Sorry, I couldn't film. It was a lot to get into the truck, and I was not trying to be there very long because I was at someone's house. So I want to know, do any of you guys shop on Facebook Marketplace? Because I am a huge proponent of shopping on Facebook Marketplace. I just got so many goodies that I cannot wait to show you guys. They are from IKEA. It was funny because I had just been looking at them because I remembered, let me get on the road. I remembered that when we got the toy hauler, we originally were looking at this storage system, and it was, the measurements just didn't quite work out for the toy hauler, so we ended up going with something different for those storage bins that were in the back where the kids' room was. But because we changed the colors of their rooms from gray to now lots of different colors, the gray storage units that we had no longer worked. So I remembered that IKEA has this great pine color that if you wanted, you could sand down and paint. It's just pine with a poly coat on it to keep it from getting stained or scratched or whatever. And the little bins that go in it, you can change out the colors. The person who had it before me had all clear or white color. I may keep those, but I also have, it's just gonna depend depend on where these work out in the kids' rooms. But I thought this would be a very great solution for shoes, clothes, toys, something can go in these, and I think that they're going to look great in the room. The great thing about this is the Trofast, Trofast collection from IKEA. The great thing about them is you can stack them side by side and they kind of look like one unit, or you can break them up. And I have 5 different sections here that each have like 4 or 5 bins, and you can change the bin size. They have a lot of different tracks in them, like you can see here. So you can decide which size bin you want, and they have to make a couple different sizes. So they're very versatile. I think they will grow with the kids as things change for them. This lady that I bought them from says that her kids just got out of a toy phase, so that's why she was getting rid of them. She's had them for quite some time, but they look brand new. So I'm super stoked. I got them for like less than half price, which is why I love Marketplace. If you can know what you're looking for, know how to spot the scammers and the fakes, you can really save a lot of money, especially on things like toy storage that I know are going to get nicked and dinged and climbed on and all that. I don't want to spend full price on those things because they're going to be destroyed. I'm actually super shocked that hers are in such great condition, but bravo to you for having calm kids. Mine aren't so much, but I'm excited to get these to the house. And I just realized I haven't typed in any directions to get me home, and I'm just driving. So I'm gonna make a little pit stop and pull over, check my directions, and then I have some more truck thoughts with Alicia to bring to you. Be right back. I got the navigation all punched in. Unfortunately, it's only giving me one route to go back, which means I have to go back down the road with the excavator guy. I really don't like that. And if I was with Kevin, he would know how to look at the map and find the alternate route without the navigation telling you the alternate route. But literally every time I punch in an address, it gives me like 4 different options on how to get there. And right now it's giving me one option. I'm a little bummed about that because I feel like I'm being an inconvenience to those guys who look like they're taking it upon themselves to get their road fixed. Maybe the county hasn't come out, or maybe they're subcontracted through the county. Anyways, here's my truck thoughts with Alicia regarding Facebook Marketplace. Do you shop there, or are you scared of it? If you're scared, why are you scared? I used to have my reservations about it. I thought every time I was going to meet up with someone, or every time someone was coming to meet up with me, bad things were going to happen. So I have some practices that we use to stay safe, or as safe as possible. And typically that means Kevin or another adult travels with me to these locations to meet up with people, to buy their things or to sell my things. And today that just wasn't an option. Kevin is very, very busy right now, like literally waking up at 5 a.m., not getting home sometimes till 9, 10 o'clock at night. So he's got a lot going on. I didn't want to bother him with this because this is something I can take care of by myself. My parents are busy today. They're watching our children and they're getting ready for a trip they're about to go on. So I didn't want to be an inconvenience to them, so I decided to do this by myself. So my first thing when doing these types of transactions is take a friend, take a family member, take someone with you, and also make it very apparent in your conversation with the people that you're buying from or selling to that it's not just you. Like any interaction I've had with this person that I just bought from, I use words like we will be there in 10 minutes, or we should be there, you know, like we'll be in a blue truck, just so that they don't assume that you're by yourself. I know that once you get there they can see that you're by yourself. That's my first tip. My second tip is don't pay. Do not pay until you get there, you see the product, you know that what you were advertised is what you are buying, because there are a billion scammers out there who want to take your money, who all seem, well, not all seem legitimate, some seem legitimate. There's a million ways to be scammed out there. Don't let someone scam you out of your hard-earned money. It's not worth it. anyone who is legitimate that is selling to you will accept payment upon receiving the product. There's always some grand scheme of why they can't accept or why you have to pay beforehand. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. I had told this person I prefer to pay cash, so when we get there, I'll pay cash. I didn't actually have exact cash. She said cash is fine, PayPal's fine, whatever. I knew full and well when I got there that I would be paying with PayPal. So I waited till I got there, saw these on the porch, looked them over, loaded them in the truck, paid the lady. So don't get scammed. That's tip number 2. I feel like I'm getting to the part where the excavator is about to be, but until then I'm gonna keep talking. Sorry, Kevin. My tip number 3 is another one that I broke today. Do not meet people at their house, especially when you're alone. Now, I broke those rules today because I feel like I'm a notch above most people in investigating people on Facebook before I A, give them my information, or B, agree to go meet them at their home. It's kind of difficult when you're buying large furniture from people to ask them to meet you in a public place, because it's just really inconvenient for them to have to load it up or to find a way to load it up when you're coming with a way to load it up. So typically when we buy big furniture, Kevin goes and does those purchases. Like I said, I knew these were lightweight. I knew I could get this done by myself today. And I did a little bit of Facebook stalking on the person that was selling to me, who had said they moved into their new home just recently. So she had a public profile, which is a good indication that you're not being scammed. Her profile was public. She had tons of pictures of the house being built. You know, everything seemed legitimate. She also thought I was bringing people with me. Turning curve here, sorry, I don't want to wreck. So there was that extra added layer of security, and I knew that she had children because I saw it on her Facebook post. And generally speaking, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, especially if you have children. Like, I feel like you're good people. So we're in East Texas. Everything that I had worries about, she checked the box that she's a legitimate person who's not out to harm me. So I met her and everything turned out great. But if you can avoid it, do not meet people at their house. It's just not a good thing to do. If we still lived in Houston, 0% chance. Even if it was my neighbor 4 doors down, probably gonna go meet you at a public place, just where there's lots of traffic and people can see me, because in Houston you don't really know your neighbors. So that's my tip. Oh look, here's the part where they were working on. Looks like they got it all taken care of. Can we just talk about timing? I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. You don't have Kevin today. This is Alicia filming all by herself. All the thoughts that go through my head. So I was just trying to show you guys the fixed place, and when I turned when I turned the camera around, I realized that the battery was at 0%. So you may or may not have gotten any footage of that, but I just did a battery swap. Can we just take a moment? Look at this beautiful house up on the hill, and look at this view. Come on. Man. What a view. That's something else right there. I just rambled for way too long on those tips, but those are some of my tips. I have more, if you can imagine that. I'm gonna pause this, make sure the camera's actually rolling. Oh, look at this. I have to show you all the things about Texas and the back roads. This is what a lot of people come and do in Texas on the back roads. See way back there? 4 glass bottles with 1, 2, 3 more in the ditch. Somebody's been enjoying some Michelob Ultras on a back country road drive. So funny to me. One of my last final tips, if you're gonna buy things on Marketplace, and if you find yourself in a position like me where A, you either have to go alone to go meet the person, or B, you have to someone's actual house to meet them, my tip is to call someone. Call someone about a minute before you arrive. Also, make sure you have texted or spoken that address of where you're going to someone so that they know where you're supposed to be. And punch it into your car or your navigation so that should something terrible happen, there's like documentation of where your car has been, where your phone has been, in case you don't make it back to point A. So call someone before you get there and just let them know, hey, I'm meeting up with this person, and could you stay on the phone and just make sure everything goes good. If you hear anything out of the norm, here's my address, and I should be right back. I usually put my phone in my pocket, so it may sound a little weird, but at least they can hear me having an interaction with that person. And when you're all done, you can say, okay, everything was good. That's all my tips so far. Another tip I say is, look, I just said that's all my tips, and then I'm giving you more tips. All right, my one final tip is be kind to people on Marketplace who have put their things for sale. And I say be kind as in be kind with the price that they've posted it at. My least favorite thing about Marketplace when I'm selling something is when people contact me, and let's just say I have something listed for $100, and they come back and say, will you take 20? If I would take 20, I would have listed it for 20. I very rarely try to talk anyone down. The only instance I would do that is if, say, these
in a quarter mile, turn right onto Texas 7 West, East Highway 7.
So we only have a quarter mile to talk, then I'm on the big road. All right, so my only exception to this is, like, say these were listed for $350, and I know that I can get them brand new for $400, and I know that these are a few years old. I might say, hey,
take the next right onto Texas 7 West, East Highway 7.
Can we negotiate the price just a little? Just, I'm driving an hour to get there, so there's gas, and also I noticed that I can buy these new, hope I didn't just break that one. I can buy these new for like 50 bucks more.
Continue on Texas 7 West for 19 miles.
She is keeping us in the know. Yeah, so that's my only time that I would actually talk someone down on price. But typically when people mark things on or post things on Marketplace, they're at a fair price. The scammers are typically the ones who post it at a either abnormally low price or an abnormally high price, hoping that if they can just scam one person, they can win. So yeah, just be kind and appreciate the good deal you just got. Oh my gosh. Kevin doesn't share this excitement in Facebook Marketplace finds. He got a little over it when we were selling everything from our house to go RVing. I would have him on like 20 trips a day. Like, you're meeting in A, B, and C. You're gonna sell to these 4 people, then you're gonna go over here and you're gonna sell to these 5 people, and then 2 people are coming to our house. You know, like it was crazy for a couple weeks there. But he was a trooper. He got through it for us. He is at the house working. I'm gonna go see him. We're gonna just look how these look. I'm hoping that this wood actually complements the wood that's in the room already, because there's not really much wood left except around like the windows and stuff. So I'm hoping we don't have to paint these or stain these. Frankly, I'm a little over sanding and I still have a lot of sanding to do. So I just want to go see what they look like and then go see if I want to get some different color bins from IKEA. I thought of 2 other things about Facebook Marketplace. My next tip is, oh, maybe it was only one other thing where I already forgot one. Anyways, I have another tip. My tip is act fast, especially if it's something that's popular or that you've been wanting. Can't tell you the number of times that I've missed out on a great deal because I was either indecisive or I wasn't somewhere to take a measurement to make sure it was in fact going to work. especially recently, like, oh, can you give me the measurements? Can you tell me the depth? Can you blah, 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 blah. And then by the time I'm 4 questions in, they're like, oh, actually it just sold. So, act fast. Also, another tip. I knew I had 2. I just couldn't remember it when I turned the camera on. My other tip is, if you're not ready to pay or you're going to pay in cash, which a lot of people are okay with, or if you tell them, hey, I want to pay on PayPal whenever I get there to see it, you can, because a lot of people also think they're being scammed, you can tell them, hey, if anybody else contacts you and wants to purchase this and wants to pay you right away, can you please just let me know first, and maybe I can come either quicker to come pick it up, or I can give you a deposit. I don't mind paying $25, $50. If I lose that, so be it. If a scammer needs that more than me, then okay. But typically I've done my due diligence and I've done my homework, and I know that I'm not being scammed. So yeah, just offer them, say, hey, if anybody else contacts you before I'm able to pay you, can you please let me know so that I can either pay you or pass it to them. And a lot of times they will do that. Like this person here, I saw the post late yesterday afternoon. By the time I got around to telling her, yes, we want it, it was well into the evening, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to come until today. So I told her, hey, I want to pay cash when I get there. Can you tell me if anybody comes or anybody contacts you and wants to purchase it between now and then? I'll be on my way first thing in the morning, be there by noon. It was almost noon. I mean, 2 o'clock. I was only 2 hours late. You know, and she was perfectly fine with that. She said, sure, I'll let you know if anybody decides that they want it. So, yes, those are my 2 tips. I don't think I'll have any more, but also I'm in a very quiet car with no one to distract me, so I'm alone with my thoughts, and I just might think of more. Can I just say I'm so thankful that all of this fit into the truck, because it's pouring. I'm almost to the house. I decided to make a pit stop for some Chick-fil-A lunch because I was starving, and it just started pouring. Is this, oh, I thought that was Kevin. I thought he had the same idea as me, as to come get some Chick-fil-A. So, I'm very thankful that my furniture is not out in the rain in the bed of the truck, because that would have been awful. My last tip was to act quick. Like, don't overthink things. You can always resell them. But also, in acting quick, do not skip the step of doing your due diligence, doing your homework, making sure that you are not being scammed. You still have to do that, but then act quick. I am pulling up, and look who's outside. Let me honk at him the way he always honks at me. He's telling me to train Hornet. Alright, so I am back home safe and sound. I told Kevin he is not allowed to come and help me move this into the house because A, he's busy, and B, I want to say I did this all by myself. What you doing there?
It's the best thing I've ever bought. It's the best thing I've ever bought.
I told him when he bought it, Happy Father's Day, because Father's Day is right around the corner.
Well, if I didn't buy it, I probably wouldn't have lived till Father's Day, because that's how hot it is here in Texas.
Yeah, he came home drenched the other day from work, and I said, go get the fan. His boss at the ranch has this fan, and it was amazing after spending an entire day fishing and being outside.
I just want to carry this around with me.
It's so good. Yeah, like, that's good. Also, I told him back in the day, that's how box fans used to sound. Now they're so tiny quiet, you can barely hear any sound. So I asked him, can we have one of these in our bedroom?
It's much more expensive than a box fan.
But, oh, the sleep you would get.
Have you told them
what?
Where I got this from?
Nope.
I hate to say it. I went to the orange store because I needed one thing. I haven't been to the blue store in like 2 weeks. I've been orange storing. And I've been wearing the blue store shirt to the orange store.
Yeah, he did. The day he came home drenched in sweat and needed to change, he put his blue store shirt on. I was like, I gotta go to the orange store. I was like, maybe you'll get a sponsorship there. The sad thing is you haven't been having Blue Store withdrawals. So is he a changing man? Are we gonna go Team Orange?
I'm just saying, they're not bad. They're not bad.
I think it all depends on where you live. And where we used to live, the Blue Store was great. Traveling on the road, Blue Store was great. Maybe the one here just isn't as great as the others.
I went to the orange store one time and they treated me like I was a new guy. It's like I went on a first date. They showed out.
They knew
every time
who
I
you
needed
were.
something, some guy just appeared out of nowhere and helped me. I went to check out and I had a problem, and before I could even have a problem, she was like, "Gotcha."
Yeah.
It's like they were trying. They knew. They knew.
They were dressed to impress. Like I said, I'm gonna get this unloaded because I want to say I did this all by myself. We won't talk about the part where I came over here this morning, realized I had my car keys, so I was driving home to go give them to my mom when Kevin met me on the road, and I decided to come back here, pick up the GoPro batteries for the camera, and he walks me out my purse that I left right here, which had my keys in it. So thankfully I met you on the road. So I almost did this whole trip by myself.
You almost did this whole trip 3 times this morning.
Almost, yeah. But he saved the day.
I didn't save the day. I just found a purse in my garage, and you were going somewhere, and I was like, she's gonna need her purse.
So, okay, here's the one last, I told y'all, these are my thoughts. That's why my clips are so long.
If y'all ever, I mean, so we have Phil on the channel every day. This is Phil Jr.
Okay, before you do any editing, what do you think I talked about today? And do you think I overtalked?
100% you talk too much. You probably said the same thing at least 3 or 4 times. And you probably talked about what you want to do with what you got, but every time you talked about it, it was a different idea.
Good prediction. I guess you'll find out in editing. You're wrong on some of it though. I probably did talk too much. Look, we're already at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna go get things unloaded and then I'll show you what it looks like all set up. It's probably the 3rd time I've told you that.
4th time. There's no cows.
No cows today. What do you think of the furniture?
I think it looks good.
Yeah?
Also, we didn't have to paint half that wall.
I know. Okay, so that's one option with 4 of them there. John Deere bed here. Use this kind of like a nightstand. You're driving your John Deere. Good job. I think this looks great with this, right?
I thought it was perfect whenever you handed it to me.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the same wood.
I was praying that was going to work because otherwise we were going to have to sand those because they have a clear coat on them.
And somehow did you
I know.
match that?
I did not.
Because that's a good ish.
Yeah, I mean, we might have to pin them to the wall or something, but yeah, look at this. Like, that's perfect. My other thought is if we leave this as toy storage, we could put some of these in there if the bed feels big out here.
Well, I mean, I'm the contractor, the general contractor for the bed.
Right.
We can make as big of a tractor as we want.
Yeah, well, because Caden doesn't have any storage right now for like his clothes that don't get hung. Maybe we put some in there. But if we move toy storage into there, then we could have a dresser right here, or we could use one of these as as clothes storage. I like this, but I'm just gonna play with it a little more. You don't necessarily have to stay for this, but I'll show you when I'm done.
Oh, so did you just tell me to leave?
I'm dismissing him off my video. You stayed.
I'm still here, I didn't leave.
He didn't, he helped. Okay, so this is option 2 in the closet. I think that looks kind of cool too. Any thoughts?
I mean, I just do what you say.
I don't know if I mentioned this already, but these little ones come in these 2 colors. Like almost exact like John Deere, or at least online they look like John Deere.
The problem is, you've already told me, the big ones don't, which means we're gonna have to figure out how to paint plastic.
No. I think you need to break up this color a little bit. I even might leave these white and maybe just put some like tractor decals or something on the front. But I do like the little cute ones. I'll show them to you later. I'm sure you'll think they're cute too. But yeah, this was an option also, so that if we freed up this wall, I was thinking either the girls could use these or we could just use these as storage in his closet for more clothes or toys. I don't know.
So we have to go get more of these.
No, we're not buying more.
You want to tell them about the rest of the house? The rest of the going-ons in our life?
Sure, take the camera.
Am I allowed to have this camera on this channel?
You're allowed. I'll allow it, even though he told me I needed to leave so he could finish filming his other 4 videos for his other channel. If you haven't checked it out, Off the Path with Kevin.
Yes, we have been busy because we got a lot going on. In case y'all don't know, we're trying to move into this house. We also have a job, and we also have something going on with that trailer out there that I can't tell y'all about on this channel because it's for the other channel. And yes, I have been filming
Non-stop.
3 videos a day.
3?
3, yeah. See, that's the kind of world I live in. 3 videos a day because I'm filming what's going on with the trailer, but I'm doing it in a way that I think is super creative, but also I forget what video I'm in most of the time. I have to go back and watch the camera and be like, what did I film last? And then I have to be like, what am I filming now? I have notes because I start the morning in one video,
Right.
and then I finish that video, and then I have to transition to a separate video and then come back to a new video. A lot going on.
Let me just tell you, as an outsider listening to this story, I'm confused just listening to you. And you've explained it to me like 15 times by this point, because this has been happening for weeks. Like, you've been in 3 different videos for, I feel like, weeks.
It's been like 8 days.
Yeah, it feels like a long time. So when he's home editing and he's trying to remember what's what, it's a lot. I don't know how he's keeping it all straight, but he is. But yes, you can see not a lot of progress.
Nothing's changed here. Nothing's changed here.
You want-
But that's not going to slow us down. We're still moving. The reason we're filming so many videos is because I had this trailer out there. And I got to get it done because there's something important going on with it. We also want to move in. And I also have like 14 jobs I do right now.
We also need to get your shop cleared out. I mean, with our things, plus we need to get it cleaned up for another big project that's happening soon.
By the way, those are being evicted today. Those will not be there tomorrow.
Oh, I'm so happy. I told him, just even clearing out like the boxes and stuff, the space feels so big again. Like, I'm super excited to get moved in. I just wish it was happening now and not later. Also,
And another thing, Lowe's, the blue store, I'm gonna say it. They're doing well, but I feel like, even though y'all just saw the video, it's been like 2.5, 3 weeks since we talked to the lady about the design, right?
mm-hmm.
And guess what? There's still no design.
Yeah, she said there was people in front of us, which that's fine. But they can't even like give us an estimate of when we might have our design. So all of Kevin's great experiences with the orange store have led him to think, should we go discuss ideas with the orange store instead, just to see and compare pricing and see what both people come up with design wise and what the final price is. So I'm not against that as long as the selection is good. But I also read in the comments that you can lift granite up off of existing cabinets and reuse it on new cabinets. I want to know, is that true? Because I never thought that was true. I mean, I've never had a reason to research that, but man, if I could get all new bottom stuff too, somehow, I don't know where this money's coming from, but that would be awesome.
Remember those 14 jobs I have?
I'm gonna make you have to get 16 jobs to cover that. But I was just thinking, like, if we're spending the money for all of it, like, why not go ahead and address the...
Well, really, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just 5 extra,
Right, it's
because
just-
this one's not going to be there no more.
Right. So, I don't know. It might be worth a talk with someone who knows, but I don't know if you can actually do that, like lift granite. I did look like there's seams. So this is a piece, this is a piece, and this is a piece. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but I mean, here's what got me thinking about it. Watch this. You see how sticky they are?
Well, they're homemade,
Yeah, I mean,
and they got painted.
and then we have to sand them, repaint them, do all the things.
I'm gonna tell you right now, after the sanding and the painting of this house, and after the things that you see outside on the other channel, I'm over painting and I'm over sanders.
That's what I told him today earlier in the video, that I was really praying that those little cabinets that I just bought, that storage, was gonna match, because I did not want to have to sand them. I researched it last night, and on IKEA it says it's solid pine, but it does have a clear lacquer on top. And I'm like, ugh, that means we have to sand it. But I think we're leaving it as is because it did match. And I'm just over it. But yeah, like if we're gonna go ahead and do it, how much more expensive could adding just this little part be? I think it's worth a look if the granite can in fact be reused, because I do like the granite. Maybe it would give us a chance to
Nope, you can't do it.
address this.
You can't do it. You know why? The sink is in the center of the lower cabinet. The lower cabinet is not in the center of the window.
Yeah, but if you changed that.
But you would have to change it to where it can't have these side little doors.
Yeah, and I would be okay with that, I think. But also, instead of just having the circle piece, they make the thing like in the bathroom, that little, what is that called?
I don't know.
I don't know, that little plate to hide holes. That's what that's for. Just like in the bathroom, that big long thing.
Yeah, but the only way to center it up at the window is you need to center the cabinet, because the sink's not off. The sink is in the middle of the lower cabinet. The lower cabinet's just not in the middle of the window.
Yeah, it's just like this comes to here and this only comes to here. But we bought a bigger sink.
Yeah, but
so
you have to look at the lower cabinet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if we got new cabinets in the bottom, maybe we could center that up, because that bugs me. I'm just gonna be honest. It bugs me, and we're spending a lot on a kitchen, and I just would like it to be right. But that's a project for another day. What else? We got some blinds.
Oh yeah, we got some blinds, which
for only the kids.
I haven't had a chance to install them because, well, we're busy.
Yeah, we got a new bathroom light.
Haven't done that yet either.
Little glows. I got those washed for you, so we can put.
Are you just naming off all the things I haven't done yet? You know, I mowed the yard the other day, and the first thing she said, you didn't weed eat.
I was like, where's the weed eater?
I mowed in the dark.
It was after all of our painting, and he said I was done being weed eater hand. Like, I'm done, which I don't blame you. But yeah, we've got a lot going on, and we would like to get moved in.
And I think we're moving in the middle of all going on this.
I think we are. I think we've just decided to accept the chaos. Otherwise, I mean, like, it could be easily another 3-6 months before we get over here. So I would like to get over here.
Hey, Phil and Lolo, he wants to live there for 3 to 6 more months?
Here, let me make the answer for you. They're like, okay, we've been nice for what, 6-7 months now?
And we've been there for 6 months now.
We've been there a long time.
No, 7. We came home for the last day of November.
Oh my gosh, that's a
7
long
months.
time to deal with 5 people and their dog. I don't care if they're family or not. Like, they have been extra gracious to us, and it's just time. Like, we can do all these things while we're living here. People do think we're crazy. We've read your comments, and that's fine. This isn't for everyone to live in this, but like we said, we could just hang some plastic.
I don't even think it's that big of a deal, because now looking at this is not serious, like you have to take it down to fix it.
Yeah.
Like, now that the cabinets are gone and you see what they did, you could fix this. One small piece right there to fix that, and we're going to cut a different hole in it. I don't think we have to take the whole ceiling down to fix this.
Yeah, maybe they could just repaint it. But he just was saying, the contractor was saying that you would be able to see where you taped and mudded.
Well, that's because, you know what I think that is?
What?
That's an answer you give somebody when you're not good at doing something.
Oh, or when
it's easier to start from scratch.
And it is easier to start from scratch. I have watched enough home reno channels to know that the less seams and tape you can do, the
But if I
cheaper
look
it
hard
is.
enough, I can see the pieces of sheets already.
Right, that's what I was saying. Like, I think a good texture job and paint job might help. But if we did have to take it all down, like I said, I worked in a hotel. We did this all the time. You just hang a plastic drape. This is the work zone, this is the live zone for a little bit. Hey, maybe some people look at their wish and we'll move our TV over here for a little bit.
What TV?
Over here. Yeah. Also, yeah, we haven't bought a TV because that hasn't been high on the priority list. We all have phones and iPads and whatever, so that's not really high on the list right now.
Also, that stuff's being evicted today too.
Woo! I'm so excited. But
there's some of y'all in the comments who have noticed those, and y'all know what's going on out there. But I haven't fessed up to it yet.
He hasn't. That's coming on the future channel. Don't worry. There's going to be a lot of videos. I think that's going to do it for us, though, because Gran and Papa are at home with the babies. They gotta go get ready for their trip, and I need to get home to let them have their vehicle back. So evict your equipment, sir. Because maybe while Gran and Papa are gone, we start moving in. And when they get home, maybe we're not there anymore. Wouldn't that be a great surprise for them?
Wouldn't it be crazy if we were so present that the video came out before they got home?
Oh my gosh, I don't think that's gonna happen, but that would be awesome. If we are in fact moved out by the time they get home, we will film their reaction when they walk into a empty house.
It won't be empty if we're there to film.
You know, it will feel empty if all of our stuff is not there. Like, we have a lot of stuff. So yes, we'll film that, but we're not making any promises. Phil and Lolo, we might still be there for a little bit. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I had a blast. It was fun. Maybe we'll do it again soon one day. I don't know. Thanks for watching. We love you, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye! Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Can you hear me?